Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Julian with A-Stick Cooling and Heating. Today, you're gonna be doing a day in the life of a service tech here in California. So I'm excited for you guys to come along and just see our day-to-day here at A-Stick. I'm just getting a laundry list of some capacitors that I need. We had a really busy week, so just got to make stock and make sure, you know, get this truck nice and stocked up. Looking at, hey, what am I using a lot this week? What am I not? These turbo caps, you know, I really like to, present those to homeowners. We warranty those, I believe, 5 years. And some rags, condenser cleaner. All right, so today we're gonna pick up a couple things for the truck, kind of make a little laundry list on some small things here and there, making sure we're stocked up on all ends. Always important to have some shoe covers. Stepping into the homeowner's house, you wanna make sure you keep your duty boots off their floors. Right here we have our Airx E-Flex guards, and these we typically use for all of our installs, just the quality and performance of these things, and they really give a nice finish coming out of the flashing of the homeowner's house. So we definitely recommend to use some Airx for the homeowner. Yeah. Rags, you go through a lot. Go through a lot of rags, a lot of cleaning off coils and just different things, and you always want to be stocked up because they do, you know, you can clean off a rag, but a lot of times with like really dirty job, you might have to send the rag to the graveyard. And I think that should be it. All right, we got some supplies we needed for today and for the rest of the week. Got a happy truck, good to go. Good morning, good morning. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Hey, what's up, man? Hi. Good to see you. Good to see you too. That is Sean and Edgar, premium installers right there. They'll get any job done. Those guys teaching me a lot of things about the nuances of install and, you know, how to get more efficient and just the maneuverability of in and out of a system. Today we'll be going to our first maintenance, and I'll show you guys kind of the day in the life, how we kind of operate here at A-Stick. Pleasure speaking with. Bud, awesome, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How's your morning been? This is my buddy E, he'll be with me today.
Nice to meet you.
Awesome, how's your system been?
It's working fine. The sensor upstairs in the hallway, I replaced the battery, but I can't get it back online again.
Okay.
So if you know how to fix that,
we'll give it a check.
Cool.
Absolutely. Well, other than that, I'll get my stuff ready, and then if you could just orientate me around the house. I think it's my first time here, so
sure.
Let me go grab my stuff. So today we'll be starting our maintenances here in Rancho Cucamonga. I'm gonna grab some bag and show you guys what I like to have in my maintenance stuff. First and foremost, tool bag. Gotta have a tool bag. Have these fill piece job links. Help me look at pressures and temperatures and all that. And then a good old cleaning bucket right here. Drop cloth. Take that later. Glad to come in again one more time, just to set up a ladder for the indoor. I'm gonna get these guys on real quick. And then, do you have the attic access? Can you show me where that is? I'll set up a cloth and then I'll bring my ladder in for that, and then the outdoor I'll get started for you. Tag along with you real quick. We'll set it to 67. It won't get that cool too quickly, but it'll allow it to turn on. Let me do all the checks.
That might be close to
right here? Okay, if anything, what I could do is run it and then kind of make a connection with my hose. All right, let's get started with this maintenance. The reason why we use a drop cloth is because, again, here at A-Stick, we want to at least preserve. Someone has a nice closet. We make sure that we clean up after ourselves. I'll even go so far as sometime to just do a little vacuuming with my little Milwaukee vacuum, just to ensure and let people know, hey, he came in here and he took care of my things. You know, I can trust him to not make a mess. It's always important to make sure that your drop cloth is already raying out and you don't have any previous insulation from the other homeowner's house. Because what happens is and then you get it all over the next person's house. So I'll probably go over this. Here we go. And then one thing I like to do, and was actually taught this by Alex, showed me when you touch these attic accesses, sometimes your hands are dirty. And again, just leaving things cleaner than you left it. Really notating, you know, what does my trail look like? What can I do to minimize, keep the cleanliness of someone's house or the guest? So it looks like he does have an April air rack. And the good thing about these is these filters are about 4 inches wide. Really thick filters that it's like having an N95 mask on your system and your air quality in the home. These guys capture a lot of dust and particles and everything that right before it hits the blower motor, it's gonna catch it. So what we like to do is pull these out, give it a good check. Always check airflow first. Starting with the maintenance, I always like to make my way to the indoor first. I'll always let the homeowner know my whereabouts. Hey, I'm gonna start in your indoor. Then from there, I'm gonna touch base with you and let you know when I'm ready for the outdoor cleaning. And then from there, if you have any questions, you know, just tag along and let me know and I'll be able to answer anything for you. So we're starting here at the indoor and we're just gonna check the overall electrical and mechanical, do some visual inspections, and you know, we're maintaining. It's maintenance, it's preventative, anything that we see, so. I'm gonna take this guy off, and I believe they replaced this guy 6 months ago, and these April air racks will last you a while. Visual inspection, nothing too crazy on this one. And they're accordion style, so they'll pull out. Sometimes they're vertical, sometimes they're horizontal. It looks like this one's still in good condition. So what I'll actually do is I'm gonna notate that I was here today and I checked it. That way, if the next technician comes out, he goes, hey, Julian was here. Date, and then I'm just gonna initial. And that shows, hey, Julian was here, he checked it, he pulled the thing out. He's not just telling me, you know, my filter is done. So that'll go in. We might do another inspection with that here shortly. And just like that. I think another reasoning why we like these so much is on the homeowner's perspective, they don't have to change their filters themselves. You actually don't need filters at their return grills throughout the hallways. You know, you let your technician come out and pull these out, let them do the change, let them inform you, we take them out. So definitely would recommend doing an April air rack for your system if you haven't thought about it already. And another thing we could check right here is the drain pan. You know, the good thing about being a service technician, and at least having me, is I'm a little on the smaller side. So visual inspection of this drain pan, and I'm gonna take videos along the way. I really like to form and show people their stuff. We're looking at any forms of, you know, calcification on this drain pan. You know, has it seen water before? And if it has, which spot? We're looking at, you know, really getting down in there. Like, it's not just enough to just look from the top. You have to really get down in here, take a video, and, you know, are these properly ran? Looks like he has a clear out right here on his primary, so you could see, okay, is it condensating? And we take it as far as sometimes there's P-trap. What we do in that instance is we'll go ahead and clear out the drain line, and then we'll put an Assurity condensate pan treatment in there, and anything that kind of just accumulates in these lines will get broken up, allowed just to keep these guys going. Overflow safety switch here. And these overflow safety switches are, you know, they're lifesavers. This one's sitting at the actual bottom of the pan itself. So it's acting kind of like a third measurement of safety. You got your primary here. If your secondary goes, it's gonna allow drainage, you know, for whatever reason, if something were to happen with both these lines and they got backed up, and we start filling up this pan. Before we see any sort of water damage come into here, we check this right here, and it's sitting on an actual plunger itself. So you could pull that up, and depending on how it's wired, once you pull that plunger up, it's gonna either one, stop the outdoor condenser unit, and that's the cooling off, and that cuts power to cooling. All the condensation's gonna stop. Or two, they have it hooked up to the actual red wire, and so it stops the whole unit. So you'll hear a whole unit short cycle sometimes, and people are like, hey, what's going on? So it allows us to come out and check, you know what, hey, your drain pan's filled up, and your switch is doing what it needs to do, but now we gotta figure out getting you taken care of as far as water. I can hear in the refrigerant lines, as soon as I pick that up, I can hear the refrigerant lines actually stop the condenser outside. We'll keep doing some checks here. I'm gonna actually pull apart this panel, and we're gonna look at the blower wheel, and we're gonna just look at the board and check the overall health of everything. Again, with a good flashlight, and I use my phone, but I also have, you know, good lighting right here. Overall inspection, and again, just really getting in there. Like, they're all ran out, tucked away. You have the R8. You also have a 16-inch return. And, you know, on newer ones, you really want to notate and do an extensive report card and check, do they have enough CFM coming in? Do they have enough supplies? It's all the things that we check on a maintenance. We really want to make sure, even if it wasn't our install, we're going to do these checks for you. So again, he looks great. I don't see any signs of any leakage through his ducts. Just trying to keep everything nice and clean. You see something, you pick it up. Again, leave it cleaner than you left it. Make our way down over here. Let me get this guy taken. So before I take off this panel, there's usually a door switch that's going to cut off power to the unit. This is the gas furnace side. Obviously we're here for air conditioning maintenance, but still just give a peek. Is there something that I can visually notice right now? We come back for right before the winter time and we do checks on your gas furnace. And there's a whole other report card that we'll do for these. And again, just taking pictures of nameplates and all the information I can get. Wiring looks great. All right, so then I'll make my way over to the actual board itself. So if you listen up here, you'll hear the actual door switch disengage. Unit turns off. Again, it's just a safety feature that, hey, the door came off and I need to shut the system off. Here we have a pretty big universal board, and instantly I'm grabbing my phone and I want to take pictures and notate everything for the report card we'll be writing out. Looking at thermostat wires, this will tell me a lot too. Some people have thermostat problems. Any burn mark visually. One thing that I was taught, especially with these ones that are coupled with these Molex connectors, is the weight of these wires, when they get bundled, they'll pull on the actual wiring themselves. And we noticed a couple times the connections were really loose, and it's as simple as just popping them back in. But again, wires are gonna, over time, the shaking and vibration of everything, they're gonna pull them down. So it looks like we gave enough time for the actual fan to stop spinning. This fan is actually in a good spot. See what I can get for a good picture on the indoor. Looks like I was able to get a picture of this blower wheel. Has to be expected with an April air filter rack. He looks really good compared to other ones that I've seen, and I'll show you guys pictures of those too. It's not enough to just put your phone down in there and take a picture. Actually, visually, I want to get down there. Sometimes people leave manual papers and the blower will suck them up, and I've seen so many videos and times of the paper all the way back there, and that's the last thing you want getting stuck in your blower wheel. And let me get my amp clamp real quick. So this door switch is gonna engage. We're gonna set amps, and we're just gonna check, is this blower running high amps? Is it doing what it needs to do? You gotta find the actual wire for it. You see here we're running about a 6.9, a 7 amp, about typical for your indoor blower motor. You see anything as high as like 12 to 15, and just things that, you get used to just seeing the right amount of amperage for a typical indoor. So I'm seeing 6.9. I'm pretty happy with that. And you can even go, you're gonna check the data plate and see what is it rated for. You can check the fan motor itself. What is it actually rated for? So we'll go ahead and take a peek and see exactly what we need to be rated for. But again, just doing it over and over and over again, we get used to kind of the sizes of the amperage and how much we should be pulling in. So again, if I'm seeing 14, 15 coming in and we're still rising, then it's going to show me that this blower wheel is working too hard, and that's something obviously to notate and to inform the customer on and the homeowner. All right, and another check we do for airflow is we want to make sure that it's getting enough airflow in the system. And there's a chart that we actually use. So we have a 16-inch return coming in on this side. We also have a 14-inch coming in. And we know that this is a 4-ton system by reading the data plate. So a 4-ton system, and you can actually refer to the chart right here. 4-ton system, how many CFM do you need per ton? Is 400. 400 times 4. I need 1,600 at least of CFMs. So I go to my chart and I'm looking at the duct size. Okay, well, again, I have a 16,000 right there. Then I have a 14. Well, then that's 700. Do some simple math. 1,000 times 700 is 1,700 CFM. So that verifies and lets me know that, yes, we have enough airflow going to this unit, and it's not going to cause any airflow issues if everything's designed properly and we maintain, filters and things like that. So that's just another thing that we do check here on a maintenance. All right, and then, lastly, if I haven't gotten to it already, I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna wipe everything down. I'm gonna keep everything cleanly. We're actually gonna get a cleaning up here. You'd be surprised how quickly that just, it's an attic. It's dirty up here, but I want to keep your investment, keep your property, keep your equipment nice and clean. So any little touch I can do to just overall, I'm a look good, feel good guy. So, system's looking great. It's going to work great. Let's make sure. This also allows me to, maybe I missed something visually at the initial visual inspect. So while I'm going over and I'm cleaning things and I'm picking out trash where I can, I might have missed something on the drain line, or I might have missed some holes or some duct leakage. So it's just another great way to really kind of maximize your time up here and be efficient. And so again, we finished up with the indoor check, and one thing you want to make sure is first and foremost, their attic light, if they have one, is turned off. It's an electricity bill for them. And then also too, it takes an extra 20 seconds to get some gloves on and make sure that they're clean, and go back up there and close his attic access. All right, so another part of the maintenance here with our fill pieces is using our psychrometers. Is we're gonna put one at the return and one at the supply. What this allows me to do is take a temperature split within the house. One at the return, this is the air that's getting pulled in, and then find a really good supply. One in the supply. And again, the one at the supply is going to tell us the split. We're bringing in 75, 80 degree air in the house. Once we condition and push out air, we're at, at least 55, 60. We want a temperature split of around at least 20 to 25. You can even go as low as 15 to 25. We want to make sure that the air conditioning is conditioning, doing its job. And we like to use this app here, especially during our maintenances and pretty much anything that we do. And they'll connect to the gauges and they'll actually show us readings. See, his unit is really efficient. We just turned it on and he's already at an 18.2. You know, homeowner, your system is conditioning the air and pushing out what we need to, and we're bringing in what we need to. Just another good check that we like to do. All right, so we are now at the outdoor, getting ready to start this outdoor cleaning and doing all the checks. And first and foremost, what I like to do is just kind of take pictures of everything how it originally is. You know, sometimes we have to move stuff away from the actual unit when we're doing our cleanings and we're using the hose. So I like to make sure, you know, there's a pot right here and he's got his trash cans and just anything that I'm gonna move, I wanna put back right there. So a picture right before is gonna just allow me to take everything where it needs to be. Second thing I wanna do is just come up and I'm gonna take a picture here of the data plate, make sure I have a good clear photo, and that's gonna tell me all what I need to know for the outdoor. While I'm down here, visual inspection of these coils, we're obviously gonna be doing a cleaning on these and just kind of fleshing out how we need to. We'll get started here, do this outdoor cleaning. Panels off, and you know, you have wiring diagrams right here. First things first is visual inspection with pictures. Go ahead and get my camera out, checking the whips and the fuses, and everything is ran nice and neat here, covers, and it's definitely a plus. It's gonna save the lifespan of these units. So awesome, let's start doing some checks. So first check I like to do when I pull apart the panel, it's already running. Let me go ahead and check amp draws on anything I need the amp draw. One will definitely be the compressor. You find the compressor wire, you know, you'll run it back and you make sure it's the actual wire running to where it needs to be. Typically they run from the top of the contactor itself. So this is looking like a good amount of amperage. We take pictures and hey, what specifically is it rated for? I can't just go off, I can't guess. I need to look at the data plate here. Next thing we'll check is the actual fan wire. And again, you just gotta go in there and it's like it's gonna be this guy right here. They tend to be a lot less on the amp draw. We'll go ahead and do a capacitor check and check the tolerance of everything. So first and foremost, what you wanna do is pull and disconnect to the unit. Start with the cap check. We're gonna go to microfarads. That's how we check the life of these things. You're gonna get your leads and it's as simple as going across common. And first one I'll start with here is fan. And leads are on, that's 4.95, okay? So we take pictures of those. Great, it's 4.95. How do I know exactly what it needs to be? Well, it's right here. This is rated 40 plus 5. 40 is gonna be for the compressor, 5 is gonna be for your fan motor. So we'll go ahead and jump over to the Herm side. Stay on your common, simply jump over to Herm. Stick with me here. I have low battery on this thing. There you go. That's looking exactly what it needs to be. You can rest assured that the homeowner knows that all the electronics in here are working how they need to be. And this is why we do maintenances. If any of these were to be, out of tolerance, we can go ahead and inform and let the homeowner know before, it shuts down their system. So one thing we like to do with our maintenances is, when we clean out these coils, we want to make sure we're working from the inside out. We don't want to push any sort of debris that's really backed up back into the coils. So make sure to take it a point to take off, sometimes the whole fan assembly, sometimes just the fan and things like that. But I want to look inside and I want to see what's the state of the inside. Some people in whatever area they're at and they're sat next to the trees, there's nuts that go in and you're looking at wiring, making sure that no rodents came in and, chewed up wires and everything looks like it's sat where it needs to be. There's no burn mark, nothing touching each other where it shouldn't be. And, looking at droppings, am I seeing any, rodent activity? No. Okay, great. So let's get set up for this. The thing what we do with our maintenances is, sometimes the homeowner will let us use their hose. We have our own, so we want to, sometimes I'll assure the homeowner, hey, I'm going to connect my hose bib today, and do you have an accessible one for me? And they're like, yeah, go ahead and use my hose. And the majority of the time, it's, I'll just use my own. I have it here, and it's as simple as just connecting back up. I'm going to start off with a little bit of a simple rinse, just kind of get the area prepped and working in circles here. With an initial once over on these coils, get everything nice and prepped with the water. And this has a nice, easy little snap feature. So pulled in, snaps in, ready to go. You just kind of stand back. Looks like I got a little ledge here. Get in here and get under the coils, make sure everything's getting covered. Here I have my really thick bristle brush and going across the top, and sometimes there's some bird poop or there's some some bugs got smashed up in here, and just overall just dirt. So you want to go across and get the areas like this. All right, so I just finished this maintenance here on this unit, and one thing I like to do to like and just ensure the finish is I'll go ahead and just take an overview video and say, hey, you know, Mr. and Miss Homeowner, you know, maintenance is done, unit's running outside. That way, in case they don't want to go outside, you at least have a video for them. All right, unit has been maintenance. We are all set to go. Disconnects back in, unit's up and running, nice and shiny. Thank you. And also for yourself as a technician, you know, hey, I did something today, and post it online, or you know, send it to your company books and all that stuff. So. Good stuff. So one thing I'm gonna do is, again, I put up cloths, but you still have some attic insulation that'll kind of run off. You gotta make sure you clean it up after yourself. All right, so I just finished up this maintenance here for the homeowner, and what I like to do is complete one, a summary of work of everything that I did and just the scope of work to clean, and then two, just uploading pictures and videos. Right here, summary of work, and I like to use my Audible. Completed full AC maintenance on system. Checked the homeowner's April air filter rack, which is still in good condition. Homeowner was notified that a change was not needed at this time. Outdoor cleaning was successful. All electrical and mechanical checks were all within specifications and range. And then I like to end it off with saying, at the end of the maintenance, the system was turned back on and verified to be running correctly. Answered any and all homeowners' questions. Payment for renewal of plan was made via card in full. Successfully closed out and departed from job. So it's things like that, like just summary of work. That way, you know, company gets to see what I did, homeowner gets to see what I did, and then I keep track of everything that I'm doing for the day. Pictures go in, and then I can go ahead and submit, and let's head to the next call. All right, guys, we are at the second maintenance call of the day, and we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Same process, we'll go over some different things. Sometimes they get a little dusty and dirty in there. I don't want to hit it too crazy, you know, knock some stuff loose. So we're putting some field piece probes on. We're gonna check refrigerant levels. Again, that's a part of this maintenance, is making sure that the refrigeration inside is doing its job, and you know, we're able to cool off the house properly. This tells us the health of the refrigeration, temperatures, is it doing what it needs to do mechanically? Is it getting past where it needs to get past? Is it, you know, changing state where it needs to? These all just kind of tie into the overall health of the system. These are your temperature clamps here. You go ahead and just find what they're for. You have liquid. This is a 410A system. So I'm gonna go in here, type in 410A, it's a TXV. And here we'll be able to get all the temperature splits. We'll go ahead and boot up the system here, and it's gonna give me these readings, and once we get compression, tell more of the story here. All right, so on this system here, it's an older carrier unit. The homeowner stated that, you know, they're aware that it's an older unit, and they've had some problems with the condensation, just drain lines and things of that sort. So one thing we can notate already here is just looking at our Measure Quick app is we're running a 23-degree coil. That's gonna make ice. And how do I know that? You know, obviously 32 degrees is freezing, so anything under, but you can go to the Measure Quick app and it's gonna give you what it's thinking that's happening in the actual unit. So 410A system. Here we have a 46-degree superheat, that's really high, and a 1-degree subcooling, it's really low. So all of this stuff is for me on a maintenance to notate, to allow to inform the homeowner, say, hey, these are things that you have going on within the system. And from there, that, you know, allows them to make decisions on, you know, either potential repairs, replacement. You know, now they're informed, and now they have a good sense of what's going on in their system. And maybe they weren't aware. It's a way for us to get out here and just take care of it and be the people that let them know what's going on. All right, full AC maintenance has been completed. Unit's back up and running right after. Hey guys, today we're doing a maintenance here at the homeowner Jennifer's house. And Jennifer, I just kind of wanted to just get your testimonial on how things have been with our company as far as like maintenance and any repairs that you've had.
I've had a really good experience. Luckily, nothing major has happened with the AC unit, but they have always come in a very timely manner. They've been super respectful, very nice guys. I've had multiple guys and they've all been really nice, but they've helped maintain my AC unit and keep it in the best shape possible.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
That's perfect.
Hello, hello. How you doing? Good. I'm Julian with A-Stit. Mind if I come in?
Nice to meet you. So the fan just 40 years old.
40 years old,
It's like an ancient, but it still works good. But
Really?
the fan just gave up.
Fan gave up?
Yeah. So
Okay.
what it's been doing is kind of a slow start. Well,
Uh-huh.
yesterday it just did start. I went and tapped it a few times
Uh-huh.
and it started spinning.
Okay.
But it's not a capacitor issue. It's not a power issue. The fan is old and but
Okay. Did you check the capacitor and all the other electrical?
you can look at it. That's fine. But
Cool,
I'll
yeah.
show you. I'll go turn it on. I took the nest out of the wall so it wouldn't automatically turn on. But I can go turn it on if you want to watch it real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead and turn it on. And then I'll stand right by, even if I have to pull a disconnect on it.
If it doesn't move, tap it a couple times. It'll start.
Okay. I'll have you reach back here too.
Top, there's two little oil fill spouts, right? So you can put oil in it.
Oh, okay.
And I just put the Marble Mystery Oil in there. And
Oh, so you usually do your own fan motor changes and everything.
yeah, well, I have. I just don't.
Skillful guy. I like it.
Yeah. Well,
Awesome.
I've kept the damn thing running for 40 years.
Yeah, man. Hey,
Oh man, we need to replace it.
there's a sense of pride in that, dude. Yeah.
So,
It's your baby right here.
so yeah, I put new brains in there. I put new igniters, and I had somebody else come out and replace the fan. The condenser tube that funnels the water out
Uh-huh.
plugged up, and so the water was dripping down, and it got on the bearings on the fan inside.
Oh, wow. Uh-huh.
And we had to replace that. That was the only thing I didn't do myself. And this I could probably replace, but I'm hoping you have one and you can actually do it. I mean, fortunately, it's a nice day where it's not too hot.
Yeah.
I'll turn it on real quick.
Go for it, yeah. And then I'll meet you back out here. Doesn't want to spin here. Yeah, no fan spin. You can see it. I'll pull your disconnect in that way.
So I'm pretty sure it's just the fan, but I think it's pretty straightforward. I mean, if you need to double check to verify anything else, but you can just, the motor just, it's old. doesn't want to fire up anymore.
Let me take a look at the electrical for this fan and check out the sizing and everything. Make sure I see if I have it on the truck. And then what I'll do is I'll just do a kind of overview once we get it kicked up and write you out some solutions, get you taken care of. You said you've replaced this fan before, right?
No.
Never?
The original fan.
The OG fan.
Well,
Look at that thing.
that fan though, I've taken it apart.
Hopefully he doesn't jump in my bag. I'll take him with me. He'll go the farthest he's ever gone.
Pretty mellow.
I mean, total deal. Yeah, once we get readings on this guy, we can, zero that out. That's not gonna cause any more future damage to this new, if we're gonna put in a new motor for you,
Right.
you wanna make sure that whatever we're putting in is gonna be able to last with everything, so. Oh, you got him some food. Get these wires off and I could do a quick cap check. Tolerance, obviously it's an old unit. It's
Right.
still kicking that compressor on, but at what point, are we gonna lose that charge? Fan side, completely flat. Even if you put a new fan in, you're gonna work off of this. These are 40 for the perm, for the compressor, 5 for the fan. Now you put a new fan in and nothing to start it up. All right guys, we're here in Corona and we have a homeowner who stated that their fan motor, something was going on with the outdoor condenser and the fan motor wasn't spinning. After checking everything over, he has a 40-year-old unit and he's still looking to keep some life out of this thing. So you have to find out the customer's need and what they want, and what he wanted was to replace that motor and get everything back up and running on the outdoor. So that's what we're gonna do for him. So we have everything ready to go. Let's go ahead and fix him up. Hey, we're gonna be doing some repairs approved by Gary. Are we okay to go back there right there? Sounds good. All right, so we're gonna get set up here, the unit. Let's get started on this repair. All right guys, so we're gonna be starting on this repair, and with everything that we're gonna be doing, we wanna check, make sure everything's sized properly. We have the right specific ratings and everything, and it's gonna be fun. We'll get his repair going. I'm there. Brown, yellow.
Silicone spray.
There you go.
All right, guys, we're here. 40-year-old system, new fan motor in. Gary, how we feeling about this?
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah. Sounds like it's purring.
Sounds like it's
supposed to
fine.
be.
Sounds good. Thanks
A lot
for
better than it did when you got here.
yeah. Well, thanks for letting us take care of it.
Yeah, no worries.
Get it going. I'll get everything tidied up here, and then I'll finish out with you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey guys, we're here at Gary's, the homeowner here, and we just finished out changing out his fan. And he was having some complications, a lot of loud noise, and 40-year-old unit, and he wants to take care of it and keep it clean. So that's what we're gonna do. Place the fan for him, and made sure all of his electrical is ready to go. Gary, if you can just kind of.
Yeah, it was the fan was overheating. It wasn't starting up, and the air conditioning just basically failed the other day. So these guys came in, put a new went in, it's purring like a kitten, and everything's sweet. So I'm pleased. You guys, good job.
Thanks again, Gary. All right, guys, so that pretty much completes our day in the life of a service technician. And again, you know, hopefully you got some good information out of what we did today. And if you have any questions or, you know, want to book any sort of repair, replacement, or even if you wanted to just come out and diagnose the system, call us up here at AFIT. We'll be able to take care of you.